What if the real problem isn't that you're doing too little marketing, but too much? 3 Instagram posts per week, a monthly newsletter, quarterly Google ads, referral card to the front desk, random efforts here and there, but yet still the calendar feels choppy, right? Not consistently full. Volume isn't the problem. Disconnection of your marketing activities is. And in today's episode, we're going to walk you through a salon marketing blueprint with 4 key stages that you can focus on as one continuous loop to activate your salon marketing and drive consistent results. Welcome to the Salon Scoop, the podcast that helps salon owners and salon professionals grow their business, boost their brand, and stay inspired. From salon marketing and social media to leadership and growth, we uncover the strategies and stories that move the industry forward. If you love learning, growing, and are serious about leveling up your salon business and brand, you've just found your new go-to podcast. Welcome back to another episode of the Salon Scoop, everyone. I'm your host, Scott Moon. Looking forward to another digital debrief episode. Today, we're going to walk you through a salon marketing blueprint to be a little bit tighter with your activities, not be doing things so randomly. Because somewhere between the day that you signed your first salon lease and this morning, your hair salon marketing has become a second full-time job unexpectedly. It probably started with Instagram, then someone that told you that you should be, doing TikTok. Then you've been focusing on Google and the importance of search engine optimization, maybe even trying some ads. Then someone talked about newsletters. You've been trying to do some email campaigns, referral programs, giveaways, influencer programs, maybe some blog posts, a Canva subscription, right, to do your actual posts and designs, your content creation that you're using a couple times per month. Most of it, all these activities produces something, but almost none of it on its own is a marketing strategy. Okay, it feels like a scattered set of experiments. Some of them working, some of them not working. What I'm going to focus on today is helping you see how you can focus on fewer activities, but make sure that they are connected together under an umbrella so that they actually reinforce each other, right? So that way, less can actually be more if it's together. What I share with clients all the time is your ideal marketing strategy is having one message that you consistently send out across multiple touch points, whether that's your website, in salon, your social media, your emails, stuff that you're putting out there on Google. But you've got to be consistent, both in terms of the message as well as the branding, right? The image that's going along with this message. That's the key to success. And I'd say the real reason why marketing can sometimes feel so exhausting, right, and why doing more of it won't help is because it's disconnected today. So you're working so much harder. And that's why it feels exhausting and you're not getting the results because it's not connected. Right? If you have an Instagram post that doesn't link and connect into your online booking flow, you are just kind of losing that opportunity. Right? Having a Google profile that isn't tied to a consistent review system leads to inactivity, right? As opposed to getting the opportunity to turn those visits into potential bookings. Having a newsletter without an actual retention strategy behind it becomes just filler, just information that you're putting together and sending out. But you're training your subscribers to unsubscribe to that email if it's not linked to everything else that you're doing. So I want to start with helping you shape what that story looks like, what that one message should look like. And then we're going to talk about the 4 stages that every single client goes through right? From learning about your salon to actually becoming a loyal client with you. So, firstly, you need to start with your brand story before you do anything else. Before you post another reel on Instagram, I want you to sit down for 15 minutes and answer some of these questions. First question is why? Why do you do what you do? Right? What are the things that people recognize about your business? And you can ask it this way. What are 3 words that a first-time client would use to describe your salon after their appointment? What do you want them to be saying about your brand when they see your name, when they see your logo? What do you want people to be associating to your business? Right? This should tie in a little bit with why you're doing it in the first place. Why did you open up this salon? Why did you open the business where you are? What are you trying to accomplish other than making money? Right? There's a deeper purpose there. And if you can understand it yourself, tie into the emotional connection and what you want people to think and feel, right, when they see your brand or after they visited your salon, that's really critical. So try to lock that down into maybe 3 words, 3 short sentences. Secondly, what are 3 moments in a typical visit where a client might think, wow, I have never had this at a salon before? Okay, think about that. What are those things that make you distinctive, that make you remarkable, that set you apart? The other thing that I want you to think about is you probably have a good idea of who your ideal target market is. That is important, right? Who are you actually speaking to? Try to narrow it down. Don't just say, you know what, women from the ages of 18 to 65. Who's your ideal client? Right? What services are they coming in for? What age are they really? Are they professional workers? Do they have a family? What do they like to do? What's their lifestyle like? Try to narrow that down and understand what is it that your salon provides, right, that helps to solve the challenges that that individual is facing in their life. How are you making their life easier? How are you making their life better? Right? All of the answers to these questions are going to tell you essentially your salon brand, right? Your message that you need to be conveying across everything else. So I want you to spend 15, maybe 20 minutes to really think through that properly, jot down some notes. From there, now every post, right? Every page on your website, every email campaign, everything that you talk about in salon should be reflecting back on this information. If you skip this step, right, then every tactic that you do the rest of the way is going to not connect, right? It's going to be speaking someone else's language. It's not going to deliver what you want. All right, now we're getting into the 4 stages that I talked about that every single client journey passes through. It's critical that you not only understand these stages, but then keep them connected. That's what we're going to walk you through, is how to create a connected loop for your marketing strategy. The 4 steps, top line. The first one is discovery. This is where people are finding out about you. They don't know that your salon exists yet. So your job here is to be findable. And this is where SEO, search engine optimization, is critical. Work to do on your website, okay, to make sure that people are finding you. We'll get into each of these in detail in a moment. Stage 2 is consideration. They've found you, but now they're deciding whether or not to book, right? Is this the right salon for me? Stage 3 is conversion. They've decided that they do want to book, but now the mechanics either help you or hurt you. How easy is it for them to book? How quickly do you respond if they have questions? Is there a consultation offered, and what does that look like? The smoothness of this process is critical to actually get them to book, right, and have a nice experience. The fourth stage is retention. So they've come once. The big question is whether they come back for a second or a third visit. This is where your loyalty program and your email campaigns are going to do a lot of powerful work for you. Okay, none of these stages is new, but what might be new for you is treating them as one singular loop. Okay, where each one feeds the next and they are connected to each other. This is going to make your life so much easier. So let's delve into each of those stages one at a time. If you already are feeling a little bit lost, don't worry. We're here to guide you. And I want you to know that we offer completely free 30-minute marketing reviews for you. If that's something you want to look at, we essentially run through your website, your Google, your social media, just to get a sense of, what we see from our expertise and give you some advice as to where you can tighten up, where some priorities need to be to make sure that not only that you are consistent, but that you're optimizing some of these profiles. If you're interested, you can send us a DM right on social media at salon.s.o.s. You can go to our website and you'll have the opportunity to book a meeting through our website, through our calendar, www.salonsos.ca. Do not hesitate. There is no stupid questions. If you have anything you want to know about your marketing, things you're not sure about, just reach out. We're always here to help. All right, let's delve into the first stage, and that's getting found, right? And you want to get found first. You want to be at the top of those Google searches, because here's the math behind it. Over 50% of local searches convert into an in-person visit within 24 hours. When people are doing searches for something locally, they are interested in making a purchase or making a booking, whatever the case may be. We're not just talking about hair salons here. They're actively looking for something. You need to be found. So when someone types in, right, to that Google search, hair salon near me, or hair salon in the neighborhood, or, hair extensions in your city, right, hair color in your city, Google shows a list of results. And the consumer is going to look at whatever is essentially those first couple, the top three. They're going to take a look through and decide if one of those works for them, right? Do they lead to the consideration and conversion? If you're not one of those top three, top five maximum, you're completely invisible to most of those consumers that are in ready to purchase, ready to book mode. You cannot miss out on that. The work isn't complicated, but it does take effort and a little bit of time, okay? Because working on your SEO involves some back-end work on the website to make sure that it is speaking to the Google algorithm. Google algorithm takes over 200 factors into consideration. We have recently just dropped 2 episodes around this, right? One podcast episode is called the Local SEO Playbook, and the second was the Google Business Profile Trinity. Recommend you go and check out those for a little bit more in-depth information about how you can be optimizing your search engine in Google to be showing up in those top ratings. But definitely your Google Business Profile, right, is important to just be set up with the right category, having your services there, and keeping it fresh. You can do Google Posts on your profile the same way that you do a post on Instagram and or Facebook. You can do a post regularly on your Google Business Profile, and that can really help. You need to have a Google review system in place, because you need to be having regular reviews. And we talked about this in that previous podcast article, so how to go about doing it. But you need to have regular reviews being written about you. Really important to kind of keep you top of mind. Now, the website is critical. There's a lot of work there, and we do a ton of work with salons around SEO, have had phenomenal results getting people into the top one, two positions when sometimes they started out not even being ranked or ranked somewhere in the 20s. Countless examples. There's a lot of work to be done on the back end of your website. Uh, you want to be making sure that those keywords that we talked about, hair salon in your city, balayage in your city, hair extensions in your city, that those words are showing up consistently on your website in various places. You might want specific pages within your website for each of those services rather than having every single service just on one big page. Make it easy for people to find you based on what they are looking for. Okay. If you need help with SEO and you want a free audit, we actually do an audit just of your SEO by looking at the important keywords, at the same time where you're currently ranking and some potential issues on your website. Completely free. You can go to salonsos.ca/SEO. We'd be happy to run a free audit for you to give you some, I guess, top line of where you currently stand so that you know where you're starting from. Okay, so that is phase one, working on your SEO to be discovered, right? Getting found first. The second stage, okay, is the consideration phase. We've got to move people from finding you to now considering, is this the right salon for me? And you need content, right, that doesn't just get likes on social media, but that books appointments. So you're going to want a little bit of a sharper edge on your social media as well as what's on your website. Let's take a look at it in this case. Photo quality, both on your website as well as your social media, 86% of consumers say that photo quality alone tells them whether a salon is worth the pricing that they're asking for. 86%. That's huge, right? Those numbers should reframe how you think about your social media feed and what you're actually putting out there. The mistake that we see too often is salons just posting pictures of, hair results over and over and over again. So your Instagram feed just looks like a wall of finished hair, but at the same time, your chairs are empty. So a content strategy that works is rotating through a 4-part mix. Yes, you want some of it to be your work, right? Showcasing your best results with high quality photos. You also want to be featuring your team, right? Get some human personal posts in there. Talk about your team story, some team profiles. Get the human element in there. Those always get a lot of engagement and it makes your salon relatable. Thirdly, talk about education, tips, advice, right? All of that. And you can be highlighting some of the services as part of that, but why is a balayage good for me? Don't just show me a picture of a nice balayage. Tell me, why is a balayage useful for me, right? What are the benefits that I would get as a consumer? Tell me about some of the services, maybe, facials, manicures, nails, different products that you use. Why are these products, good? But don't just do it to sell the product. Do it to give me a tip, to give me advice so that I see you as the beauty expert and say, wow, you know what? These guys are sharing a lot of information, a lot of tips. I want to go there because they seem to know what they're talking about. And I would need somebody who can understand my hair, my skin, my nails, whatever my beauty need is. The fourth thing is you want social proof constantly on your social media. Feature your client testimonials, right? That's always important. It reinforces when people are considering you, right? They want to be looking at that. Second thing to be doing on your website, you need to make sure that you are kind of focusing on the same types of content. You want to feature your team. It makes you relatable, right? You want to feature your services, but not a long, detailed list of every single service. Again, people are just at the phase of, is this the right salon for me? Do they offer, the basic category of services that I'm looking for? And what's the price range? I don't know need the exact detail at this point. You just need to make sure that I find you and I'm comfortable that you offer this service within the budget, that I have. Your team looks good. Your photos look nice of your actual salon interior. I want to know what your salon looks like, right? And again, having social proof on your website with your best testimonials featured there is a great way to start to, right, create that consideration. Now, if you've done that properly, I'm ready to book. I'm interested in booking. We're going to convert them. And this is the third stage that the customer is going to go through. Okay. How do I book with you? What is the process? Can I click on the website to an online booking? Is the process easy? Is it smooth? Do I have to fill out a form and wait for someone to call me back? If so, how long does it take for someone to contact me? Can I get a consultation? Is it free? What does that look like? How long does it take? If you're asking people to connect with you through social media by, DM, how frequently are you checking your DMs? How well are you responding to them? All of this is important. You have to have very low friction, okay, in terms of making it easy for them to book. So you don't want to end your post with a simple, book now. Try something more conversational, like DM us the word color if you want to plan yours today. What we've found is that conversational call to actions and getting people to, put a one-word answer in the comments or in the DMs outperform transactional call to actions, which is just, call us now or book now. They outperform by 4 to 6 times in our findings these days. So it's a way to kind of like really activate them, but you've got to be on top of the response and make sure that the whole flow is smooth. All right, moving on to the fourth phase. This is now an area that a lot of salons ignore, and this is the retention phase, right? And if you ask any salon owner out there what their biggest marketing channel is, most of them talk about social media. But if you ask us what it should be, the answer is almost always email and your loyalty program. Okay. Client retention with your internal clients is actually more important than going out to get new clients. You've got to hold on to what you have, and you need to have a system in place to keep people. Otherwise, you're just constantly bringing in new clients and then losing them, new clients and losing them. And the reality is that acquiring a new client costs 5 times more than keeping an existing one. So, in order to have a strong retention program in place, you need to start with a great points program. We have numerous podcasts as well as articles on our website about loyalty programs. We are loyalty experts. We've been not just studying this, but implementing it with our powerful Salon Loyalty app for the last 8 years. And very important, just a quick top line, the points program tied to your POS system is generally not serving you. Okay. You need something that's app based on the customer's phone, because the key to successful loyalty points programs is awareness. The customer has to be constantly aware of their points, how many they have, and how far away they are from potential rewards and what those rewards are. If they are not aware of this, your loyalty program is not working, plain and simple. Make sure you have an app-based program where the client has to open it up, each appointment and maybe scan something so they can see their points. They can see how close they are to the rewards. This is what activates the psychology behind points. If you want advice on a points program, again, reach out to us. We can do it through the free 30-minute call. We'd be happy to give you advice. Go check out all of our resources. This is a critical piece of your marketing strategy. All right. Second part of your retention program is tied to emails. You want to have a welcome series of emails that triggers the moment that a new client books. They should receive an email that kind of welcomes them, not just to confirm their appointment, but welcomes them to your salon, right? To your community. You want to introduce your salon, introduce your team, let them know what to expect on visit one. And now you can have a bit of a series of emails that lets them know what to expect by, being part of your salon long term, right? You can introduce them to some of your values, some of the things that you do as part of the community. This will just get people to feel more and more comfortable, confident, and connected to you. Then you're going to want to have at least a monthly, 1 or 2 newsletters per month. But again, it's not to feature just your promotions. You don't want to be promotional. People will unsubscribe. You want to share one story, something that's new going on in the salon. Maybe it's an article that you've written, something that's new, a story. One tip, a short, quick tip that people can get, and a soft promotion. Okay? Don't make all 3 loud, but have this information clearly accessible in each one of your newsletters. It's a great way to just keep people connected to you. Because in the salon industry, right, with our rebook rates of between 4 to 12 weeks, it's a long time that people go before they come back to you. And in that time, they're getting emails from Amazon. They're getting emails from their, drugstores, from beauty outlets that they've subscribed to. You have to stay present with them, okay? Don't wait for them to come to you. Send them emails. It's a very, very powerful part of your strategy. All right, where do I start? Okay, we've kind of given you the blueprint here of the phases and each of the 4 and how to work on it. But if you could only fix one thing, right, because nobody builds all 4 stages at once, we would say pick the one that's actively losing you bookings right now. It might be different for everybody. If new clients are not able to find you, then your bottleneck is that discovery phase, that first stage. But if people are finding you, but they're just not booking, then there's something in that conversion phase, the consideration or conversion, that might be your actual website. Okay, so people get to your website, but then they're not booking, and you might need a bit of a redesign to improve the user experience, simplify, make it easy for them to find what they're looking for and want to book with you. We do a lot of redesigns, have the most affordable website service in the salon industry. So if you need help with that, again, book us for that 30-minute call. We'd be happy to review your website with you and where some improvements can happen. Finally, if people are coming to you a lot, but you're not keeping them, you have a low retention rate. The average in the salon industry is only 23%. That means 23% of clients are coming back for a second visit. That's very, very low. You should be tracking this and checking. This will tell you where you need to focus your energy. Okay, so diagnose where you're at and then act one stage at a time in order to dictate where you can make the fastest improvement to be strengthening your overall marketing. But remember, as a whole, you want these 4 stages to be working together with that brand message. Always make sure that your voice and that message that we worked on at the beginning of the podcast comes through in everything that you do. Through your website, your in-salon, your social media should be conveying the same message, right? To reinforce who you are, what you're about, and keep clients connected to you. All right, everyone. Hope you learned something today in our marketing strategy. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Keep staying tuned for our digital debriefs where we delve deeper and deeper into marketing strategies, website advice, Google. And again, those last 2 episodes that we've done were all about Google profile, Google SEO that can help you get a head start and a leap ahead of the competition. Have a great day. Stay stylish. And that's the scoop for today. Thank you so much for listening to the Salon Scoop podcast. This show is produced by Salon S.O.S, a digital marketing agency by industry professionals for industry professionals. If you want simple and affordable solutions for any of your salon marketing needs, such as websites, client loyalty, Google search rankings, social media, or more, come visit us at salonsos.ca or on Instagram at salon.s.o.s. If you want to hear more episodes like this and help us continue to bring the industry great content, it would mean so much to us if you would support us in one of the following ways. Either share this episode with one other industry professional, and rate the show on Spotify or write us a quick review on Apple Music. We want to hear your feedback. If you have follow-up questions or ideas for future episodes, please reach out. DM us on Instagram at salonis.s.o.s or hit us up on our website again at salonsos.ca. Again, thanks so much for listening. Now go get your hustle on, keep smiling, and we'll catch you on our next episode.